Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and I basically just wanted to do a random video, talk about films that I feel are underrated. And I'm basically counting. I have about 50 movies, but it's not all of them, believe me. I mean, underrated films, there are literally tons of movies that I feel are underrated, tons of them. So I'm not going to be able to get to all of them. So if you feel I missed one, it's not because I missed it. It's because if I kept going, it would be a 3-hour video. But basically, I'm basically also doing this video showing what I feel are underrated movies to maybe for other people out there. If you guys would like to do a response video, Mike, OCP Communications, and all the VHS and DVDs and laser discs that he has, or as I call him, Magic Mike. If Magic Mike can, you know, show off what he feels are for him personally. I feel this is very underrated. I feel this is very underrated. I think that'd be a very cool video to see. Like he has a stack of VHS tapes or laser discs or whatever, and these are films he feels, and he talks a little bit of why he feels this is underrated, this is underrated. Michael Keane, Aaron, Movie Drew, Joe, Mario Radium, like tons of people. I think it'd be very cool to see. So I decided to, and as well as others folks out there, and you can feel free to send them, and if you send them, I'll put them on response to this video. I'll accept or whatever. For a lot of people out there, feel free. I think it'd be a very cool thing. Um, but they just started off with, because I have this for the occasion, as my friend Effrey once said. He said something about Coca-Cola. Smile and have a Coke. So I'm going to do that with this. Shit. I don't have a... Shit, I should have opened this before. Take me 5 minutes. Shit. Come on. What was that about me saying this is don't want this to take 3 hours? Fuck. Oh, shit. No, let me do this. Don't worry, these are clean anyway. Come on. God. Who the fuck tighten this up, the Incredible Hulk? No, I don't have one of those, what you're supposed to... Fuck. Shit. Come on. What the fuck? Like, not everyone is my hand. Fucker. Hands. Fuck. What the fuck? You have to have steroids to open this? I don't do steroids. That's why my balls are actually a normal shape from not doing steroids. I'd rather have normal balls than bulging biceps. Finally got it. Hopefully there should be a cut in there, so, you know. But getting down to business, the underrated films that I was talking about. Starting out with what I feel is, for me, my favorite. I think it's the most underrated film. Um, Pretty much becoming my favorite action movie of all time. It really is. I know it's going to surprise people because I love Rambo films to death. But this is really becoming number one. Cobra. Favorite character, favorite look, awesome weapons, like the Jatomatic, the soundtrack, the music, the score, hard-hitting action, but also with a slasher film element, fast pace. I mean, this film is 80-some minutes. It goes by like that. It always seems like it's always moving forward. Badass villain by Brian Thompson. Great lines. This is where the law stops, and I start. Sucker. Or, you're a disease, and I'm the cure. I just, you know, hey, Cobretti, you know you have an attitude problem? Yeah, but it's just a little one. Just everything about this film. The villains are hardcore. The hero is ultimate badass with a cool weapon that you've only seen that weapon really with him. The thing is called the Jatomatic. The music, Angel of the City, Voice of America's Sons, the score by Sylvester LeVay, fast, fun, fast moving, fun as hell action picture. I just love this film more and more. The more I see it, I mean, even that cover is awesome. I mean, just everything about this movie is awesome. And the fact that this film was a decent-sized hit, but we get no sequel. This film got crapped on upon crapped on. Um, the DVD isn't much. I mean, a boring commentary with George Kamals, may rest in peace. A 5 or so minute behind the scenes. Trailers, and that's it. You know, I mean, I think this is, I don't have any problems with this. This film, I think, finally got a 5.0 or something on IMDb, but it was like a 4.8, 4.9 the longest time. A lot of people, when they talk about this film, they make fun of it. They say it's stupid, or it's cheesy, or it's this and that. They make fun of it over and over again. Even if they're trying to give it praise, they make fun of it. But I don't make fun of this film. This is number one in my underrated list because it's lots of Stallone on the back of a pickup truck mowing down murderous bikers. I'm for that. Beating the shit out of Brian Thompson, not only killing them, beating the fuck out of them, hanging them on a hook, and burning the motherfucker alive. You know. And when it ends. Fun dialogue, great one-liners, awesome soundtrack, kick-ass action, a horror slasher element. I love this film to death. I love this film to death. Just fantastic. Fantastic action movie. I don't understand the hate it gets. I don't understand that. Number 2, The Blob. This film is underrated as shit. It's one of my favorite monster movies of all time. I think Michael Keane finally got a chance to see this, and I think he said he liked it. 80s film that is totally underrated. This is a remake that works. You take what was the 50s original, and you add on to it with insane, great special effects, likable characters like Kevin Dillon and Shawnee Smith, a fun script like the kids trying to sneak in to see a slasher film and the fake slash film they have. Um, they did not copy it beat for beat. They became its own movie with the military aspect, which I was fine with. I don't know why people would have a problem with it. It's fast moving. The film didn't feel that long. I can't see what... 95 minutes with credits. Short film, great song at the end by Alien, Brave New Love. But yet, The Fly and The Thing, even though The Thing was a flop, those films get hailed today. They did good notices. They did great DVDs. Like, people talk about The Fly. People talk about John Carpenter's The Thing. Great DVDs. Tons of features. Nothing on this but a trailer. Bare bones. I mean, and no one talks about this movie. Ever. No one talks about this movie. Ever, 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 ever. And this is fucking bullshit. This is a kick-ass movie. It's one of my favorite monster movies of all time. It's one of my favorite horror films of all time. You know, Kevin Dillon is great. If it's a germ, it's the biggest son of a bitch you've ever seen. Great score. Chuck Russell did an excellent job directing. Him and Frank Darabont, once again, did a solid job writing. Great fucking movie. This film is truly underrated. It deserves a better DVD, Blu-ray, whatever the hell you want to do. It deserves it. It needs more attention. The Golden Child. Funny as shit. I don't care if Eddie Murphy's like, oh, I regret doing The Golden Child. That and Pluto Nash. I know he's mentioned Beverly Hills Cop 3 before as well. But really, this film? Not Norbit, not Vampire in Brooklyn, not Meet Dave. Seriously? This film? This is my favorite Eddie Murphy film of all time. Eddie Murphy is on his game. You know, so many memorable, funny ass sequences. Yeah, I'm gonna pal. Go pal his ass when I find him. I'm gonna roll your ass till it bleeds. Or I want the knife. Or, you know, oh, this looks like a big joint. I think there were two of them, and you smoked one before you got here. Or, my brother, oopsie. I see you're busy right now. Catch you another time. You know, this is a funny as hell movie. I don't understand why the hatred the film gets. It's entertaining. Yeah, it's PG-13, but it's a PG-13 that works. Eddie Murphy is funnier than hell. I like the story. I like the fantasy aspect of it. But Eddie Murphy makes it real. His reactions make it real. You buy into the situation because of his reactions. It's really... I've done a review for this film. It's terribly underrated. Horribly underrated movie. Funny as shit. With a bare bones DVD, Paramount. This film did make some money. Just like Cobra. They both made like 80-some million bucks. They were hits. They deserve more. I'll mention this one. Leviathan. Bare bones DVD except a trailer. Oh, it's a rip-off of this. You know what? That theme pre-made, is going to have features. That's a shit stain. This isn't. Leviathan at least has a wonderful cast of Peter Weller, Richard Crenna, Amanda Pays, Hector Elizondo, Ernie Hudson, Daniel Stern, Lisa Eilbacher for Beverly Hills Cop. It has a beautiful score by Jared Goldsmith. It has great special effects by Stan Winston. Who cares? Okay, it's not original. Neither is the theme pre-cum. That's a copy. This, at least, I think tends to do its own thing just from the cast and the setting itself. This film deserves more. This film is a good monster movie. But the theme pre-made should have maybe looked at this. Oh, it's a rip-off. Well, you know what? This did a lot fucking better than the prequel. Official. better characters, fun dialogue. Gone, bitch, we're still here. Better special effects, better score, better everything than that thing pre-com. Leviathan deserves more. Criminally underrated. This is a film I haven't even talked about before. The Burbs. Yeah, The Burbs. My favorite Tom Hanks movie. Yes, this is my favorite Tom Hanks film. This deserves more. Who the hell released this? Universal? This has a trailer. I think it has a alternate ending, which really isn't much different. But it's a hidden Easter egg. This film deserved more. I think the film didn't do well when it came out. But I would say this is my favorite Joe Dante film. I love Gremlins, but this is my favorite. My favorite Tom Hanks film. I think it's hilarious. I think it has a great cast. Rick Dukeman, Carrie Fisher, Bruce Dern, Corey Feldman. It's fun, it's entertaining. I love the references to Chainsaw Massacre and all sorts of things. I want to kill everyone. Satan is good. Satan's our pal. Ray, you're chanting. Just a hilarious film all around, with a great cast of characters. This film is criminally underrated. It deserves more. Tom Hanks never even talks about this film. Neither does Joe Dante. The Burbs kicks ass. Criminally underrated. I will mention this film, because I do think it's underrated. Hard Target. When people talk about John Woo, they talk about Hard Boiled, talk about Face Off. They don't talk about this film. Hard Boiled. Now, Hard Target. Had Hard Boiled in my brain. But Hard Target is my favorite John Woo film. It's my favorite Van Damme film. Now, this film, I guess, didn't do gangbusters. I don't think it did that well, to be honest, which is a fucking shame. I don't think it did that well. But this is entertaining as hell. Van Damme is great. Lots of great fight scenes. Well, I should say, martial arts sequences. But lots of gunplay. Balls to the wall. This deserves that unrated NC-17 cut. That deserves to be released. Yeah, I have the word print. I mean, officially. It'd be nice to have a feature with John Woo talking about his first film and how the studio dicked around with his rating and, thankfully this new cut's out. This deserves it. And yes, this is overseas because this actually has a little bit more of the violence back in as opposed to the US cut. This actually has a little bit more back in, especially mainly the finale. But balls to the wall, fun as hell action film, one of my favorite action films of all time. And no one talks about Hard Target anymore. It wasn't a game buster, blockbuster hit. Critics shit on it. Got 2 thumbs down and all up, down, center. This is a fucking awesome movie, Hard Target, and it deserves more. You can't do a new DVD, Van Damme coming in, talking about the film, John Woo, Lance Emerson, the NC-17 director's cut. Bullshit. That deserves it. This film's finally getting a DVD Blu-ray officially after about 22 years. The Perfect Weapon. Yes, very underrated film. Film came out, didn't do well, so thus they canceled his Jeff Speakman's 3-picture deal, which sucks. He deserved chances. Like Seagal gets all these chances for his direct-to-DVD shit. But Jeff Speakman's The Perfect Weapon, love the film. Love his martial arts form, Kempo. Just a fun fucking action movie. I guarantee that DVD Blu-ray, it's not going to have features. I'm like, you can't have Jeff Speakman talk about his first film, making it, how it's gotten this fan base? Really? You can't get the director or anybody on the line? A fan commenter? Hell, I'll do it with my friends. For free. But The Perfect Weapon, it's underrated. I mean, it didn't get an official DVD release till, it's not even out yet, later on in 2012, like February 2012. And it's like, all these other shitty films get a DVD release, and it took, what, 90? This was 1990, 1991, to 2000, 2010, just, over 20 years, really? That's fucking ridiculous. Very underrated movie. I Come in Peace, also known as Dark Angel. Oh, it got a DVD release. Yeah, on some bullshit where you have to find it online, and it's probably about as good as my DVD-R. I want an official release that you can find in fucking stores. Okay? I want extras. If they can do it for Red Scorpion, they can do it for this film. I want Dolph Lundgren interviewed. I want Kratar Baxley, Matthias Hughes, Brian Benman. I'm sure they can do it. If Dolph Lundgren can do an interview for Red Scorpion, because I know Dolph likes this film. He doesn't hate the movie. He's talked good things about it. But, oh yeah, that's a fun one. He should be able to get him for an interview at least. Commentary would be cool. I don't consider that an official DVD release. I'm sorry, that's bullshit. This needs an actual official DVD release. A worthy one. Awesome fucking movie. I reviewed that Come in Peace before, aka Dark Angel. Awesome fucking movie. Predator 2. Kicks ass. Kicks Predator's ass. Predator 2. This Predator could kick ass by himself. He didn't need 3 super Predators to act like punk ass bitches. Danny Glover kicked ass. Fast pace. Tons of action. Badass. You cut off my dick and stick it up my ass. All the lines, the tires, the bears, oh my. You're the lion, and this is his jungle. Gary Busey, Bill Paxton, Ruben Blades, Maria Conchita Alonso, Stephen Hopkins, capable direction, the toys, tons of great stuff in this movie. Putting him in the city, brilliant move. This does not deserve the hatred it got when it came out. It didn't deserve the bomb. It doesn't deserve the hate it gets now. Oh, no, Predators suck dick. Predators can suck my dick. You can suck my friend Effrey's dick. You can suck my friend Mike's dick. Magic Mike. This movie kicks ass. Predator 2 is such a worthy sequel. Predators cannot even eat the shit of Predator 2. Speaking of sequels that I feel are underrated, the best way I can put it, Rambo 3. Rambo 3 is not that bad of a movie, I'm sorry. Does it have as good as a villain? No. But it's still a solid action movie. Films like this don't get made anymore when you have the third act with practical tanks and helicopters and so much stuff going on. Fun stuff with his bow and arrow, C4 explosives. It delivers what it promises, the action goods. Stallone is fine. I like his back and forth Richard Crenna. I like Richard Crenna having more to do. Fun action movie. I don't understand the hate it got. It's bullshit. Runaway. I've reviewed this film a few times before. My favorite Michael Crichton film. My favorite film dealing with Michael Crichton. Yes, I said it. I love Tom Selleck. I love Gene Simmons as the bad guy. I love the future that it puts with its practical robots that, you can relate to, actually. I enjoy the score by Jerry Goldsmith. I enjoy so many sequences where when he's stuck on that elevator and he has a fear of heights and those spiders try to attack him, these mechanical spiders, or the bullet, that you see the point of view of the bullet. Fun fucking movie, very underrated. Bare bones DVD. This is going to sound strange, but I'm going to put this on there. The Running Man. The Running Man flopped when it came out. Now, I didn't know that. I thought I read up that it actually made money. No, it actually did not do that well when it came out. Didn't make that much money. And granted, you just say, well, man, it has a 2-disc DVD. That's bullshit. Maybe the 2 commentary tracks, but they were boring. You have a second disc, which is totally useless. In fact, I remember I took the second disc and I threw it against the wall. It's useless. It has nothing to do with making of the movie. Even now, a lot of people will give this movie shit. The Running Man. Think about it. No one talks about, other than us, I should say. But out there, they talk about T2, they talk about Predator, thankfully. But not many people talk about The Running Man. But The Running Man is one of my all-time favorite Schwarzenegger films. And if they do talk about it, they say, oh, it's cheesy, it's bad, the horrible one-liners. The one-liners are here, I'm sorry. I don't think they're tired, I think they're excellent. You know, here's Sub-Zero, now Plane Zero. Hey, Christmas tree. How about a light? You know, you better leave some room for my fist, because I'm going to jam into your stomach and rip your goddamn spine. And of course, I'll be back. I mean, this is just a fun fucking movie. I got reviewed one day. Fun fucking movie. Uncommon Valor. I've talked about this film before. About Gene Hackman taking a bunch of soldiers who was in this. Gene Hackman's son is missing in action. He takes some people from his son's group, from his son's who were also in Vietnam with his son, to go back and find missing POWs. Gene Hackman leads. You have Fred Ward, Tim Thomerson, Patrick Swayze, Randall Tetz Cobb. You know, he says that great line, I get energy from the air. I talk to polar bears, I converse with paramecium, man, I fuck nuclear waste. But it's also a great drama. Beautiful score by James Horner. Even if you're not a fan of James Horner's music, this one is a beautiful score. Beautifully made by Ted Kotcheff, who did First Blood. It really makes you feel something at the end. It's a great drama, but also has the action in it. Has the capable acting. My favorite film with Gene Hackman in it. It was great seeing Patrick Swayze, Fred Ward, Red Brown. Awesome fucking drama. Also, awesome fucking Vietnam War movie that takes place after. But if you haven't seen Uncommon Valor, it's definitely worth your time. Great drama. Volcano. Awesome fucking movie with Tommy Lee Jones. I don't understand why this film flopped. I don't understand why it got hated on. I don't understand why it's been forgotten. Turns out you fuckface didn't give it any features except a trailer, and that's it. The budget, first off, this film, I believe, cost less than Dante's Peak. And to be honest, this film looks like it cost more. I mean, the special effects were, Tommy Lee Jones is fun. So, I wish the Sci-Fi Channel movies were like this. Okay, a volcano in LA, that's ridiculous. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. And they know it, and they go for it. And I'm like, okay, if you don't give it the budget, the team behind it, I think Mick Jackson did a fine job directing. I think the script is fun. Tom Lee Jones and Don Cheadle, the actors pull it off. The special effects pull it off. This is a fun fucking movie. I'm sorry, underrated as hell. And then go through these. See No Evil, Hear No Evil. Bare Bones. Forgotten. My favorite Richard Pryor film, as well as Gene Wilder film. So definitely my favorite, both of them together. Funny as hell. Entertaining. Again, Bare Bones DVD. Apparently, you know, even after making it, they weren't big fans of it, which is a shame. But this is a funny fucking movie. I love this film a lot. Virtuosity, Denzel and Russell Crowe. Same guy who did Lawnmower Man, Brett Leonard. This film came out, flopped. Not many people talked about Virtuosity. I think it's a solid flick. I think Denzel and Russell Crowe play off beautifully against each other. I think they're both excellent. Lots of action. I like the idea behind the film. Highly enjoyable flick. Highly enjoyable. Daily Outbreak. Again, I have other stuff like Jesse and stuff, but it's just, you know, I don't want this to be 3 hours long. Daily Outbreak, another Jesse Pinkman film. I believe went straight to DVD. No, straight to video. Never gotten an official DVD release in the U.S. So unless, like, I got this overseas. I had to get this overseas in order to have it. Otherwise, in the U.S., you can only find this on VHS tape. People say, oh, it's a Die Hard knockoff. It's a fun one. Practical. They don't steal footage from other movies. Fun action sequences. Jesse Pinkman. Ron Silver's a good bad guy. It's a fun action movie. It's what you should go in. This action movie is better than most action movies today that go to theaters. In my opinion, it is. Fun movie. Underrated. I mean, it doesn't even get a fucking DVD release. But all Seagal shit does. Project X. This is a film that Rise of the Planet Apes ripped off. I know. I have a lot of people who like Rise of the Planet Apes. I know. Now they're getting mad. Sorry. Stop mentioning it. I know. But yeah, when I think about this, I love this film. I grew up with this film. Matthew Broderick and Helen Hunt. Matthew Broderick works for the Air Force. He gets put into this program where they take chimps and they have them fly these planes on these computers. And then he ultimately finds out that the final test is actually radiation tests and stuff like that. And Matthew Broderick gets Helen Hunt to help him out, to get Virgil, the monkey, out of there. I really enjoy this film. I have to review one day. The reason I mention that is that you have one chimp, or monkey, whatever, who's smarter than the others, but gets put into a, where basically prison. And you have one guy, James Franco, or this guy, who helps him out, ultimately, and again, Virgil is smarter than the other apes, and you have an experiment going on, and the monkeys sort of go haywire and try to overtake the facility or try to stop whoever's experimenting on them. And I know I'm not really selling it, but maybe one day. Well, I don't know. When I saw Rise of the Apes, I just kept thinking of this movie. I really, bare bones, a trailer and TV spots. No one talks about Project X anymore, which is kind of what got me pissed off, especially when it's from the same fucking company, 20th Century Fuckface. But I really enjoyed Project X. I think it's highly underrated. Deep Rising, Steven Sommers' best film. Fun as hell. Treat Williams is a ball. Entertaining action movie. Entertaining creature feature. Has a good sense of humor to it as well. Treat Williams is great. Deep Rising. It flopped when it came out. It didn't do well. I would rather have seen a franchise of this film than... I like the first Mummy, but I'd rather see sequels of this film. But it flopped, and it's a bare bones DVD, and that sucks, but Deep Rising is underrated. There's a lot of Stallone films I could have put in there, but I threw these in there because I like them. ICU has its problems. All they have to do, though, is go in with an editor and fix the editing. That's it. But Stallone, at least for Stallone's performance, this should have gotten... If that shitty movie, The Devil Inside, which I've heard bad things about, that became a hit and people gave that an F, that didn't deserve to go to theaters. This should have, fuck's sake. At least for Stallone's performance. I like the location, I love the score. Underrated movie, ICU. I really enjoy this film. It's not perfect, but a lot of movies aren't. And worse movies get theatrical release. Daylight, I enjoy this film. I know the other survivors are annoying as fuck, but I watch it for this guy. And Stallone delivers. Rob Cohen delivers practical special effects that are really well done. I like the idea behind the film. I love the score. I love the song Whenever There Is Love by Bruce Roberts. And, oh my God, what the hell was the girl's name? Shit, how the fuck... Yeah, how the hell did I forget her name? Donna Summer. Donna Summer. Donna Summer. But really enjoyable film. Really enjoyable. Does not deserve the hatred it gets. I don't think Stallone's keen on this film too, so that's a fucking shame. I think that's underrated. There's so many in it, man. Daredevil. And this is the director's cut. Highly underrated movie. Why? Yeah, it was a hit. But it was like, it became a hit, then everybody just decided to shit over this movie. No, we won't do a sequel. We're going to do a reboot, but it's a continuation of the original. You don't do a reboot, but it's continuing this story. Just like, oh, it's not a sequel. It's just a continuation. Well, that's a sequel. But I like the theatrical cut. I even like the director's cut more. This is like the R-rated cut. So you have a little bit more fighting, and it's less of the love story. It's more of Matt Murdock as the lawyer. And this is a much better version. I like the theatrical cut, but this is a better version. And people bash this film. Oh, we don't want to make superheroes like Daredevil. That's how it is. Fuck that. They should make more movies like Daredevil. I think Ben Affleck was great as Daredevil. I did not mind anybody in the cast. I liked the soundtrack and the score. I think it did have a good dark feeling to it. This movie can kick the shit out any Spider-Man movie to date. I'm sorry. The tone of this film, the atmosphere in this film, the action sequences, fight scenes. Granted, a flaw I will give is the CGI is not up to snuff in a lot of scenes. Especially when Daredevil and Bullseye fight in the church on top of that, whatever, the organ. CGI is very spotty. Yeah. But this has a lot going for it. More than Ben Affleck, I'd buy a fuckload more than Tobey Maguire. That's another thing why I feel is underrated. I don't understand why all this praise gets on Tobey to be or not to be's performance in Spider-Man. Spiderman. That's right. I'm not calling it Spiderman. They're Spiderman. But yet, this gets shit on. And Ben Affleck got shit on for his performance. I wouldn't be surprised if that's why he kind of, I'm not sure, Daredevil. Just people shit on it. Everybody shits on it. It's like when everybody shits on you for something, it's like, well, fine, I won't do it. You can't blame the guy. It's like, fuck it, I'm going to go directing. Ben Affleck should direct Daredevil 2. I don't know. If I could see, I would like, man, you know what? Do Daredevil 2 and you direct it. Although I like Mark Steven Johnson. He did Ghost Rider. That guy gets shit on a lot too. Ghost Rider I liked. This film I like. Mark Steven Johnson needs more work. And people shit on him as if he's fucking Uwe Boll. But this is fucking underrated. It's a solid movie. So that's bullshit. This is one of the best comic book films out there. I will say it. 10 times better than the Spiderman movies. Here's some Bruce Willis films that I feel underrated. Last Man Standing, Walter Hill. The last Walter Hill film I can remember that I enjoyed, Last Man Standing. You know, Bruce Willis kicks a lot of ass in this film. I like the idea. I know it's based on, I can't remember the movie though. Yojimbo, I think. Which I think then that was for Clint Eastwood Western, they used it, and then they used it for this film. But I still like the idea. I like the setting. Christopher Walken, nice bad guy, and Bruce Willis was badass. Good action scenes in this. I love the score. Oh God, what the hell was this? Who the hell did the score? Ry Cooder. I didn't know that. A co-producer of this film was Ralph Singleton. Which is another film I forgot to mention. Stephen King's Graveyard Shift. Love that movie. I've talked about that movie. Stephen King's Graveyard Shift I think is very underrated. That deserves more. Love Graveyard Shift. But he was a co-producer of this film, I guess. But yeah, this is a Bruce Willis film I really enjoy. Didn't do well, flopped, bare bones DVD, bullshit, my dick. Fifth Element. Now, granted, I got this Ultimate Edition, but special features are lame. I mean, they talk about over 2 hours, yeah, about the effects, the clothes, a feature-length trivia track. I would like to, a making of. I want to hear Bruce Willis' thoughts and the cast, their thoughts today. This film I don't even think did that well in the U.S. I think it did well overseas. And if, oh, it's a hit, maybe because overseas it did very well. But this film, it cost so much less than movies today. Like 80, 90 million at most. At most. And in my opinion, this looks fuckloads better than the Star Wars prequels, which made millions and billions of dollars. This film is much better than those films. Bruce Willis is awesome as a cab driver. Mila Jovovich is great. Gary Oldman is fun. Chris Tucker, he's not in the film too much. Sometimes he's okay, sometimes he's overbearing. Fun, beautiful, beautiful special effects. They use model work, like, these cars and stuff, and the way the city looked, We're sending in someone to negotiate. Anyone else want to negotiate? When the action scenes, they work. The plot was simple and straightforward to the point. I didn't mind the opening with Luke Perry because, it was an opening. It was like 5 minutes at most. It didn't bother me. And I just have fun with the film. It's an entertaining ride. Very underrated film. No one talks about Fifth Element anymore. End of days, this film flopped big time. And I'm sorry, that's bullshit. Arnold was great, acting-wise. I love the combination of action and horror. Balls-of-wall action. Which Arnold fucks up the devil with a machine gun. And little, missiles on his machine gun. There's, little missiles. Fucking awesome. I like the dark tone of this film as well. Gabriel Byrne did fine as the villain. You have gray lines like, you want to fuck with me? Huh? You're a fucking choir boy compared to me. A choir boy. Without doubt, one of my favorite Arnold films. I saw this in a movie theater and had such a ball. You have Guns N' Roses. Oh my God, that song. Peter Hyams did a great job directing this. Highly underrated. Should not have been a flop. Saw this in the theater, enjoyed it. Scrooged, a fun Bill Murray film, directed by Richard Donner. It's a Bill Murray film not many people talk about, but I think it's very solid, it's very funny. They were going to do a DVD, but then a special edition. They canceled for no good damn reason. That's bullshit. Scrooge deserves more. These two films, People Under the Stairs, one of Wes Craven's best films. If you haven't seen The People Under the Stairs, I think his name is Brandon Adams. He goes with Ving Rhames to this couple who are rich and they own the lot and they're forcing people out, which is not right. And Brandon Adams sort of pulled along for the ride. But when they go in the house, they realize that the people who live there are really fucked up, and there's people in the walls, in between the walls, and traps. And you just gotta see the movie. People Under Stairs. And Shocker is without a doubt one of my favorite Wes Craven films. It just is. I gotta be bold to say. Shocker is my favorite Wes Craven film. I will be bold enough to say Wes Craven is my all-time favorite Wes Craven film. Not Nightmare on Elm Street, not Scream. I like Nightmare on Elm Street and Scream. But just if you had to choose, like Nightmare on Elm Street, I've seen tons of times, but Shocker, it gets shit on and shit on and shit on and shit on, and for some reason those kind of movies appeal to me more. Nothing against those movies at all. But Shocker, I just really enjoyed Mitch Pileggi, Peter Berg, who got shit on for his performance. I really enjoy. I love the sense of humor. Um, just Shocker's just plain old fun. Fun movie. Love Shocker. Highly underrated, in my opinion. Where to go next? Well, let's mention these films. Dead and Deader with Dean Cain. I know someone's like, are you sure you're not going to list every single film? Believe me, I have thousands of movies, I think, probably. This is probably maybe 50. And I could probably say 100, 200 movies. Dead and Dead with Dean Cain. I like Dean Cain, but this one's actually funny. I think it was put on the Sci-Fi Channel. This is one of those few that were actually really good. Um, just really entertaining film with Dean Cain. Dead and Deader. Skyline. This film got shit on and shit on and shit on as one of the worst sci-fi films ever, or one of the worst sci-fi films of the past 10 years, or one of the worst films of the year, 2010. This is why I like the film, because I don't think it was that bad. I actually really liked it. I think for the small budget they had, which was 5-10 million tops, I think the special effects were as good as a lot of these $100 million movies. Like, that's been first class. I'm sorry. I like Arabelle for. I like the way the plot went. Yes, there are problems, like a fucking nuclear bomb hitting the city and for some reason no one's dead. I can't argue that. What I can argue is that El Beaufort, I think, did fine. The special effects are great. The score, especially at the end credits. And I love the ending. Everybody hates the ending so badly. I don't know why. I love the ending because I had never seen that before. I don't want to spoil it in case people are like, what are you talking about? Where you think, okay, they're going to die. They're going to win or they're going to die. But then Errol Belfort's brain gets taken out, and they're taking brains to put into these bodies. And I'm like, that's a great B-movie thing. That's like right out of the 50s sci-fi. But, you know, because of things you've seen throughout the film, if people paid the fuck attention, it's like they didn't pay attention. Ooh, I'm going to jerk off. Not pay attention to what the fuck's going on. He's changing throughout because he was about to go, but he was pulled away, so he's changing, and he becomes a good alien in this big fucking body. I'm like, I want to see the sequel. That's a good ending to me. It ended on a badass moment, not depressing, not a fucking found footage thing. On a badass moment. I'm sorry, I don't understand the hatred for this movie. There are so many worse films and boring films. Sorry. Disagree with that. These two films. Eraser. Awesome Arnold film that now no one really tells about Eraser. No one tells about Eraser now. Fun fucking action movie. Last Boy Scout. One of my favorite Bruce Willis films. Him and Damon Wayans were great. I don't think the film did as well as they thought it would be. So the film is kind of forgotten. No one talks about The Last Boy Scout. Definitely has a bare bones DVD. But I love the film to death. I think it's awesome. Love the dialogue, the back and forth. Two really solid action movies. Sorry, I love it. I think it's great. Outland with Sean Connery. The film came out, didn't do well, but that's a shame. This is my favorite Sean Connery movie. And of course, you know, Bare Bones has a trailer, but Peter Hyams once again did a great job writing and directing this. You know, Jerry Goldsmith's music, great special effects. Peter Boyle is the bad guy. Outland, great movie, underrated. Firewalker, I think this is underrated. My favorite Chuck Norris film. It has fun back and forth with Louis Gossett Jr. It's a fun adventure film. Low budget, yeah, but I think it's underrated. Bare Bones. Club Paradise. I would say my favorite Robin Williams film. A film that no one tells about unless they're shitting on it. Harold Ramis. I think this is a very underrated film by Harold Ramis. I really liked. I really liked. I think this was a film actually meant for Bill Murray, but then he turned it down, so they got Robin Williams. But I like this film. It's fun, breezy, doesn't take itself seriously. You just sit down and you have a fun time with Club Paradise. Peter O'Toole, Rick Moranis, Jimmy Cliff, Eugene Levy. Just a fun movie. Entertaining. Club Paradise. Very underrated. Everybody shits on this film. Oh, and it's forgotten. No one talks about Club Paradise. This is a cheat, because this is the biggest hit of the year when it came out. But no one talks about this film anymore. And it has a shitty DVD, which is bullshit. It was the biggest hit of the year. But yet it feels like it's an underrated film because no one talked about the film. And a bare bones DVD and nothing's done with it. Great fucking comedy. I talked about that before. The Haunted. This is a film that flopped when it came out. I don't know why. It's like First Blood. Yeah. More like the novel of First Blood, which I think is cool. Tommy Lee Jones and Benicio del Toro are excellent. William Friedkin really did a great job directing this flick. Good fucking movie. Underrated. Flopped and didn't need to be. Didn't deserve it. Remo Williams with Fred Ward. I know this is a film that's supposed to spawn a franchise. It's based on these stories, these books. But the film didn't do well. I think that's bullshit. It's fun, it's entertaining. Fred Ward does a great job as this Joel Grey. This is entertaining, a film that brings a smile to your face, and this flopped, and thus there's no franchise, and it sucks. Underrated. Short Circuit 2. This is a sequel that got shit on when it came out. Didn't do well. Once again, it has a bare bones DVD. Well, it has like a 3-minute making of talking with Fisher Stevens from back in the day. But Short Circuit 2 is a great sequel. It's a worthy follow-up. There are some times where I like this even more than the original. Siskel and Ebert thought so. But this is a really entertaining film with Johnny Five. I'm a big fan of the Short Circuit movies, and Short Circuit 2, highly underrated. Deserved more. Deserved to be a big box office hit. Deserves a better DVD. Deserves a lot more. Suspect Zero. This was a film that came and went like the fart in the wind. Aaron Eckhart, Carrie-Anne Moss, Ben Kingsley. I reviewed this film before, so you can check it out, but really solid film. Underrated. Bombed hard. Really forgotten. Great performance by Aaron Eckhart. These I'll talk about real quick, like Waxwork 1 and 2 and Watchers 1 and 2. Watchers 1 and 2 I think are underrated, as are Waxwork 1 and 2. I guess maybe they were somehow successful because they spawned sequels, at least this did. And this spawned a sequel, Waxwork 2, which I also think is very highly, I think all 4 of these movies are highly underrated. I don't know what more I can say. I've reviewed these films before. They were part of my 69 favorite horror films. Fun, entertaining. Mark Sr. is great, and Corey Haim, he is very much missed. Waxwork is solid. Waxwork 2 I always loved more, though, especially all the references, which is weird because I first saw Waxwork 2 before I saw most of the films it referenced, like Dawn of the Dead and stuff. But fun time. I remember one time they were going to do special editions of Waxwork. Maybe Waxwork 2, but at least Waxwork. I don't know what happened to that. I know Zach Gallagher and Anthony Hitchcock were willing to do a commentary, probably for both films, but whoever said, oh no, fuck you guys, then. Watchers wanted to, I would love to see, would love to see them. Love these films. The Punisher with Dolph Lundgren. I know this DVD, I guess, is out of print. They haven't re-released it. This should be... The film came, and it was supposed to go to theaters, I think, but then I think New World went the financial, so I pretty much went straight to video. And that sucks, because Mark Goldblatt did a great job directing. Yeah, he doesn't have the skull. Well, you know what? He has the Storm Punisher Warzone. I think that film sucks ass. With a shitty villain, straight out of a fucking cartoon, with a fucking American flag in the background, and CGI blood, and people disappear in a puff of smoke when they get blown up by a fucking rocket launcher. He looks like the Punisher. If my dick looked like the Punisher, would you like to see my dick? No. And the guy has about as much personality as my dick. Even more so, because at least my dick can make me feel good. Ray Stevenson doesn't make me feel anything but shit. So maybe Ray Stevenson has more time with my ass. Just feel shit. But the Punisher, Dolph Lundgren is awesome. You know, Louis Gossett Jr. is great. Tons of action. For a low budget, they really pull out the stops. I've seen the work print, which actually has this scene in there from the opening. They should do a special edition where at least put the deleted scenes on there. Get an interview with Mark Goldblatt, Dolph Lundgren. I think he would be willing to do it. If he's willing to do it for Red Scorpion, I think just people don't ask him to do shit. He did for Universal Soldier, of course. The Punisher. Solid fucking movie. It deserves a re-release and special edition and all sorts of jazz. They did tell the story why they didn't use the skull one way or another. But you don't hate film because it doesn't use the skull? Spider-Man didn't use fucking practical web. You know, he didn't make them. They were natural. But you don't hate the movie for that. Arachnophobia, again, this is a cheat because I think the film was a hit when it came out. But it's just underrated, I say, because no one talks about Arachnophobia anymore. You know, Bare Bones DVD has a trailer. Maybe a little featurette, but you know, I don't know. Arachnophobia I always enjoy. I know that's a cheat. Moontrap. I think this is very underrated. Walter Caden and Bruce Campbell. This is from my good friend Michael Keane who sent me this. And this film has never even gotten an official DVD release. That's bullshit. There are films that come on theaters. This is better than those, but yet this doesn't get a DVD release. That shitty devil fuck thing inside my asshole, whatever. That's going to get a DVD Blu-ray, but this film can't even get a DVD release. Bullshit times. I bought this film. Ninja Turtles 2. Yeah, the film was a hit when it came out, but this film kind of gets put in alone with Ninja Turtles 3 and all sorts. Oh, it's just shit. I'm sorry, I don't think this is shit. I think it's really solid. Yes, it's more of a kid's film. No shit. It's part of my reaction. But, and I hate Ninja Rap. But, awesome costumes by Jim Henson and his company. You have great voice work, especially by Robbie Rist and Brian Tochi. I like the guy who does... I like everybody who did the voice work for this. And it just has a fun vibe to it. And lo and behold, these characters actually talk to each other like a family. Take that, Too Much Nasty Talk, Team and D. They actually talk to each other like a family. You actually have family moments. They don't just push the plot forward. You actually have back and forth between them. That's actually, I think, pretty funny. So they actually act like a family. Holy shit. Wow. Fuck me. Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen. This shit on so fucking much. I know it's not perfect. We didn't need mud flip and skid marks. We didn't need to see the fucking Devastator's balls. You didn't need balls. I know this. Don't need to see John Turturro's ass. You know, whatever the fuck it was. But this film has a lot going for it. It has lots of wonderful action. It has a more satisfying ending than Dark of the Moon. Because Optimus brings back to life, and he fucks shit up. Sam has one good moment. He's the one who brings Optimus Prime back to life. With his help. You know, I like this film as of right now more than Dark of the Moon. I really do. Dark of the Moon, it takes an hour for anything to remotely happen. And even so, They spent a lot of time with the guys who can parachute down. I saw that shit in Tomb Raider 2, and it was lame then. And all Shia LaBeouf, gets to do is fist fight the guy from Grey's Anatomy. That's not thrilling. It's not good. It's not big enough for your final act with the Shia character. Optimus Prime is a bitch in that movie because he gets his ass kicked and Megatron has to save him. I still like that film, but this is better, in my opinion. And that's just shit on is one of the worst sequels. Split Second. This film, you can't find it on DVD officially unless you pay an arm, a leg, and an ass. And even then, you cannot find a widescreen version of this film. Only full screen. Even if you can. This needs a re-release widescreen on DVD so I can find it. Blu-ray, fine. It probably is my favorite Rutger Hauer movie. Love Split Second. Maximum Overdrive. Stephen King. Oh yeah, I was coked up. Then you should get coked up again and make a movie like this again. This is a fun fucking movie. One of my favorite Stephen King films of any kind. Fun. This is a definition of fun. AC/DC soundtrack. Bazookas versus semi-trucks. The Green Goblin fucking people up. Make him hit and go splat. Maximum Overdrive. Highly underrated. Jacob's Ladder I mentioned because, it's a film I love to death, and this Blu-ray deserves a better picture. I don't think the picture's that great, to be honest. No new features, just the older ones. But I just mentioned it because, Jacob's Ladder deserves every mention. It came and didn't do that well, but it deserves more because I think it's a fantastic horror movie. I mentioned this film, Battle of Los Angeles. Favorite film 2010, 2011. It still is. I'm sorry. Oh, you don't like Rise of the Apes, and you don't like X-Men First Class, but you like this? Why? The only reason I mention that is because someone left me that comment a while back. This has nothing to offer. Really? I found a straightforward storyline, which is refreshing at times. To see a straightforward storyline, get to the point. Yeah, an Oscar contender. Aaron Eckhart does a magnificent job. I think the score was fine. I like Black Hawk Down meets Aliens. I like that idea. I think the special effects are solid. I don't understand what people are saying when the special effects are bad. Capable direction. The cast, they do what they need to do. Okay? I don't need to spend 10 minutes about their wife and their husband and their mom and dad and brother and sister. It's fast-paced. There's tons of action. And this is my kind of movie. I'm sorry. Sue me. Sue me. Shoot 'em up. This film flopped when it came out. Wanted got all the money. It didn't deserve it. I don't like Wanted. This film is a fun, fast-paced, wild, crazy ride. Michael Davis needs another shot at writing and directing a film. Clive Owen was badass. The action scenes were so plentiful, so fun, tongue-in-cheek. Just insanely solid, fun ride of a movie. Very underrated. Karate Part 2, I mentioned this film again. I know it's cheating because this film was a big hit when it came out. But only because the Karate Part 2, not many people talk about the film. It almost seems like people, when they mention, they kind of trash on it. It has the sequel featurette, which is only like a little featurette from back in the day. I think it is. I can't remember. I think yeah, it's from back in the day. And not many people talk about this film, but to be honest, this is my favorite Karate Kid movie. I love it. The glory of love, the fight at the end where it's about life and death, Okinawa, Japan, the locations. Man, this is my favorite Karate Kid film. It deserves more. It deserved a better DVD, and it deserves more mention. Man, it was a hit. You could give us some features, fuck's sake. Jumpin' Jack Flash, my all-time favorite Whoopi Goldberg film. This film is hilarious as hell. I think though the film didn't do well when it came out. It has a bare bones DVD, and I'm sorry, this is Whoopi's best film. It might have been one of her first movies, but it's one of her best. I think it is her best. It's definitely her funniest. Love Jumpin' Jack Flash. Deserves more. More talk. Very underrated comedy. Indiana Jones 4. This does not deserve the hate. I'm sorry. Oh, it didn't ruin anything than my fist up your ass, okay? If you don't like the film, okay, be my guest. But this film, I think was good. I think it was a fun movie. It was an entertaining film. Harrison Ford, Shia, Karen Allen, it was nice to see her on there. Um, oh, it has CGI. Yes, I know it has CGI. It has aliens. So what? There's weird shit in the other films as well. But you open up something and melt and getting your head blown off and a fucking knight living for 1,000 years in a fucking cave because he's found a youth. That's not crazy, but aliens are crazy. It's a fun movie. You're off its back. Broken Arrow. This film was a hit when it came out. Got to see this again recently with my friend Effrey. Fun fucking action movie. These two are great together. Wonderful score by Hans Zimmer. Great action sequences, practical action sequences. There's only like a trailer on this that's bullshit. There's more. I think it's a very underrated action movie. Death Machine. If you haven't seen Death Machine, definitely check it out. It's a really solid flick. I was very surprised when I first saw this and wanted to really get the DVD. Unfortunately, I think this is only in full screen, so I don't think they have a widescreen version. Uh, this is just an entertaining flick about, these people, this industry in this building, and Brad Dourif is the bad guy. He unleashes his creation, the Death Machine, which is a practical machine, and these people pretty much have to survive and get the fuck out of there. Fun, energetic, entertaining, deserves a lot more mention, Death Machine. The Punisher, the reason I mentioned The Punisher is that I wanted a sequel to this fucking movie. I think Thomas Jane is awesome. I love Dolph Lundgren's The Punisher movie more, but Thomas Jane did a fantastic job as the Punisher. Now that Punisher Warzone came out, people want to bitch about Thomas Jane. Oh, he's trying. He lost his family? No shit, Sherlock. Yeah, it needed more action. I agree. That's why I would like to have seen a sequel. But then, no. Of course, Thomas Jane said no to the script for Punisher Warzone. It sucked. The Punisher, solid film. Again, one of my favorite comic book movies. Matrix 2 and 3. I know a lot of people hate those films, but I'm a fan of the Matrix films, including 2 and 3. Is there anything else? Oh, yeah. This one is a cheat again. It's a cheat. Because the film was a hit. And Daylight did critical analysis, so it's just that this film gets hated on, kind of like Indiana Jones 4 gets hated on. Again, this is a big cheat, but I wanted to mention it anyway. Live Free or Die Hard. And this is the 10 2-disc set with the unrated version. I really love this film. Timothy Olyphant is not that great of a villain, but you know what? That will not make me hate the movie. My hero is badass. You have insanely awesome action sequences. I still remember sitting in the theater having so much fun with this movie, and this film is fun. It's well shot. They use their budget on the screen. The action scenes are not anywhere at all shaky. A lot of practical stuff. Insanely fun. I mean, You know, I still remember, you know, everybody complains about the Harrier jet sequence. Just like they complain with this with the fucking refrigerator sequence. That's what they say with this with the Harrier jet. But that was my favorite part of the movie. Especially seeing the theater. Getting on that jet. First in the fucking semi-truck. Hey, you got the wrong guy. It's me, asshole. And getting on the jet and jumping off and going down. And whoever the fuck did that stunt is insanely awesome in my book. That shot would you see him going down, the foul ball right on his ass, and you know the scene in the not the parking, but when they go under like that tunnel and lights start getting off and cars are crashing left, right, and center. And Justin Long, I was worried about, but he was fun actually. He was actually really good. Uh, who was the girl? Kelly Who or God, I forgot her fucking name already. I don't think it was her. Damn it, I forgot what the hell it was. Damn it. I forgot what the hell the fucking thing was. Kelly, no. God, I forgot who the fuck it was. Damn it. I know it wasn't Kelly Who now. Maybe it's a 7.4, so nobody will be like, oh, what are you talking about? It's not that bad. I know, I know, I know. I know. But I just wanted to defend it because a lot of people shit on it now. 7.4, that's actually pretty damn high, so I know it's cheating, but Maddie Q. Not Kelly Who, Maddie Q. But I just want to, you know, I enjoy this film a lot. I do. I really do. Beverly Hills Cop 3 was rated R. I don't know how, but that didn't save that movie. You know. Speed 2 was rated... Fuck, I can't remember. I think it was... I can't remember. Was that PG-13? I can't remember. It's fucking a little better than Speed 2. It could have been like Speed 2. It could have been like fucking Beverly Hills Cop 3. It could have been like Rocky 5. But it wasn't. You know. This is a solid movie. I'm sorry. But anyway, that's what I feel are the underrated films. Feel free to leave your own, if you got through the whole video, feel free to leave your own choices of what you feel is underrated. So thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you later. Ciao.